I wanted to talk about this Wesleyan Covenant Association initiative that began this week. It's called the Fair for Some, Fair for All, a Wesleyan Covenant Association initiative. And I think this is in good taste. I'm going to make this font a little bigger, and then we'll read over it together. It's not a big, this is a website for it. It's at wesleyancovenant.org/fair for some, fair for all, with dashes in between. The United Methodist Church has been going through a painful period of congregational disaffiliation since 2019. Denominational conflict over matters of sexuality, governance, the definition of marriage, and qualifications for ordination have led to approximately 25% of UMC local churches disaffiliating from the denomination. The process for local churches to disaffiliate, however, has been limited to congregations in the United States. United Methodist churches in Africa, the Philippines, and other non-USA areas have not been permitted the option to leave if they should choose. These non-U.S. Methodists have been waiting for General Conference in 2024 to extend to them a pathway to exit. So if you haven't seen any of my reporting on this, I talked about it right after Bishop Bickerton announced that they could not disaffiliate. It's unjust. I don't know why they think it can stand, but they've continued to uphold this unjust policy. Back to the article, the Wesleyan Association believes, and we believe most fair-minded United Methodists also believe, that what is fair for some should be fair for all. The UMC will be unable to turn the page on this season of disaffiliation unless all congregations have been provided with the option of choosing their preferred future. Anything less will only prolong the conflict within the continuing UMC. The WCA's Fair for Some, Fair for All is an appeal to General Conference delegates who will be meeting in Charlotte, North Carolina on April 23rd of next year to authorize a fair, transparent, and feasible pathway for congregations, particularly Central Conference United Methodists, to separate from the UMC if they choose. To move this initiative forward successfully, the WCA will network with General Conference delegates, promote legislation developed by Central Conference United Methodists, advocate for General Conference to authorize an ongoing process for congregations to separate from the UMC, and provide information and other resources to that end. Check out the developing resources on this page to hear the voices of non-USA United Methodists. Encourage others to take up this initiative. What is fair for some should be fair for all. This appeal for simple equity is among the agenda priorities for the General Conference this spring. So you can donate now. You see that button right there. It takes money to do these things. And then it has conference details for next year. So it's going to be on these dates in the Charlotte Convention Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then it has a click here for official and detailed information on the General Conference. And the link is broken. So you guys fix that. If somebody's watching this, fix it. And then they have a section for the legislation, but it's not populated yet. They have videos coming soon. So go ahead and go to this page and bookmark it if that's a thing that you do. And then it directs you to prayer, which is entirely appropriate. So this is a basic justice issue, a basic equity issue, as they say, and they're completely right to say. Unfortunately, a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth about the WCA. All cards on the table. I was a member of the WCA here in Oklahoma. I think I still am. I don't think that they've disbanded. I just think they're not very active anymore. But the institution was able to create quite a stink around the WCA as the GMC got formed. But even before that, the notion that any group would form within the United Methodist Church that's against the UMC staying as big as it possibly can. Remember, the WCA's main objective is just people who want to go, churches that want to go, should be able to go with their stuff. That's their main thing that they're about at this point. They were originally part of the Renewal and Reform Coalition that was aimed at scriptural holiness. WCA gave up on that and just said, now we're going to be an advocacy group for churches that want to get out. So far, the only churches that can get out are the rich American churches. All the other central conferences outside of the United States because of a technicality of the language adopted in General Conference 2019, the special called conference. They cannot get out until the end of this year when 2553 expires. The Judicial Council canceled the 2548.2, 28. I forget the provision that had been there to disaffiliate. They're essentially trapped. And that's not okay. There's no reason why Americans should be able to get out and then global Methodists have to be trapped with faithless covenant partners. Let them go. So I think that this is in good taste. I'm embarrassed for the UMC that they don't have another body standing up for people outside of the United States. They all seem just kind of content to entrap them. I just think that's weird.